Es un placer estar aquí, es un placer compartir esta tarima con alguien a quien admiro muchísimo, una colega, una gran amiga, y es un verdadero regalo tener a Adriene aquí con nosotros. Ella vino de Austin, Texas, para hablar aquí hoy, y para verdaderamente poder tener su mensaje en su plenitud, Adriene debe estar más cómoda, y ella se siente mucho más cómoda en inglés. Entonces, les agradezco la flexibilidad. Vamos a cambiar a inglés. We're going to switch to English. And we're going to start. And today's talk, I think, is an important one. It's about vision with intention. And what a better person to talk about it than Adriene. So I'm very glad to start this out.
Hola, buenos días. Gracias por todo. Decididas, Bárbara, Karina, y mi amiga Sonia. Wow, I think I wore the right color today. Yeah. or maybe not, I don't know. I'm in alignment, so I'm gonna take it as a yes, a sign. Yes. My intention is to imagine that this day is for me and the universe is for me, and I invite you to try to see things that way today as well. It's an honor to be here. It really is an honor to speak with Sonia on stage because we have done many things together, many different types of things, but we were just backstage realizing that this is the first time we've really presented or shared something like this together. So it's an honor. Thank you. And I have so much respect for Sonia and what she's built. So it's just such an honor to be here.
So I'm going to kick it off with a question to set the stage. And it starts with intention. When you started out, I'm sure it was more propelled with intention than necessarily vision, in the sense that we've talked about this before, right? Like yeah. 10 years ago, you would have said that the vision was not necessarily what it is today, but the intention is probably what really drove it and helped you answer those questions along the way.
Yes, it's true. I think in a lot of ways I'm quite lucky because I come from a background in theater and film and movement, and I also trained to be a yoga teacher at a very young age. Many years ago, I won't tell you how many, but I was 18, so that kind of coming of age. And it's true, I was so lucky because I was basically trying to make money to make art. And some people can relate. We wanted to make movies, I wanted to continue to perform as an actor or an actress, and it was an idea to maybe put some yoga videos online with a friend that I had met making an independent film, which thankfully never saw the light of day because it was about a girl band. It was pretty cool.
What year was this?
Oh.
I mean, we don't want to date ourselves, but
2010?
Okay.
And yeah, it was basically about the apocalypse and a girl band fighting their way through the apocalypse. So I'm glad it never made it through to premiere, but with a person that I met on that project, we decided to combine our resources and put some videos out on YouTube that really allowed me to do the things that I love. So I was like, well, this sounds like a great invitation. I get to be on camera, I get to use my voice, and most of all, I get to share something that I'm really passionate about, which is yoga. And maybe not the yoga that you think of today. Back then, it was very different. Even in, living in the West, it was still very personal and quiet and slow and soft. And so going back to your question, Sonia, I think I was quite lucky because never in a million years, my friends, never, even to this day, could I have imagined that this idea, this intention to make money, like do this thing that felt good, to make money, to make art, could actually become this whole other thing with a vision and a business. And so I think the summary of that is a lot of people start a business and then have to put a lot of energy and love and attention to detail into how to build their audience, or how to build, I like to say, community, but it could be clientele, it could be, anything.
Anything.
But for today, I'll say community. So a lot of people will start with the vision and have to put a lot of nurturing in to build community. And that's normal, that's natural and beautiful. And I think I just was given a good, beautiful, magical, maybe lucky gift of actually starting with the community first. So we started to put these yoga videos online through YouTube. I still to this day don't think of myself as a YouTuber, but we have, I think, 12.5 million subscribers now, and it's so odd to be a YouTuber. And I know someone here on the stage with me also has YouTube history.
Yeah, that's
another day.
Not today.
Okay.
Okay.
Darn it. Cue the video. Yeah, so through those videos, people started to come together. And I think the most miraculous thing to me was it wasn't the same type of person. They were different types of people, different ages, different backgrounds, people who voted differently, different body shapes, and of course, different origins. And that started to really inspire my partner, Chris, and I to maybe, create a vision out of the community. So in a lot of ways, the intention was to make art, and through that, we got this beautiful community, and then I felt the responsibility to be clear, what is the vision? What is our responsibility to these people who are putting so much trust in me and who are sharing their valuable time and energy with me? And so, I think it's unique. But I think you can also do it the other way around. You can start with this idea, the vision, and then my advice right off the bat would be to slow down,
Right.
to find the intention.
And we were talking about this the other day. We had a long conversation about what to talk about. Unfortunately, it's a very short amount of time. But I think what's beautiful of how you started, and that we can really thread it through, is that you started wanting to make money through art, right? That's the initial
To
step.
create.
Then this community formed, and then this vision and the intention starts taking a little bit more of a shape. You start to realize, okay, well, I can do some things with this. And a lot of what you've talked about and what fueled your project, let's call it, was this idea to make yoga accessible for everyone. Nowadays, it's normal for us to think that you go online and you're going to do a class of something, or yoga is available everywhere. But back then, it wasn't available everywhere, and wherever it was very expensive. And a certain type of folks were the ones that were attending you.
Exactly.
So from this idea of, okay, well, here's this beautiful project where I can make some money through my art and my loves and my passions, grew this bigger idea of, wow, I can really make this accessible for other people. And then that community grew more, and perhaps that vision morphed. And now, after the pandemic, you had perhaps a big shift, and that vision changes again. So throughout this time, what you just said, taking the time to slow down and to think about what it is that I'm doing, why am I doing this? That's how you set the intention, right? And what do I want to achieve with this for myself, for those that work with me, and for those that integrate into my community. So maybe expand on that a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. I think one of the things that I've experienced, we're day 2, Decididas. One of the things I experienced yesterday was just this quality of energy in everyone that was sharing, not just on stage, but off stage as well, this like fierceness. And I think, yes, let's celebrate the fierceness. But one thing that comes to mind listening to you, Sonia, here is remembering to be a fierce listener as well, as you're crafting the vision. Yeah. And with intention, these words are kind of, we would say in English, like buzzwords, intention, authenticity, So I want to share one practical way of maybe thinking about this in our own kind of respective little spaces where we're trying to grow and learn, is to think about not just what you're doing, I shared this last night, or what you want to do, but the how. Because sometimes, and we talk about this in yoga as well on the mat, you know, you could do, let's say, I'm just saying this for an example, you could do a sun salutation, right? But how you do it is what matters, because how you do it influences how you feel at the end when you've reached your goal, which is, I did something for myself, I did the yoga. So I think it's the same in business and in crafting offerings that lift other people up. You have to be aware of how you're moving through the world and how you're speaking to people. And honestly, I'm going to go deep because I know this group can handle it. How you're speaking to yourself, you know, when you wake up each day, because that influences how the tone and the energy you take into every avenue of what you're doing. So I like to think about not just what we're doing, but how we do it. And something as simple as bringing the palms together in prayer. I could say, in fact, let's try
Let's
it.
do it.
If you want. If you have free hands, I won't be offended if you're like, no. But I could ask, say, just in any setting, like this green setting with me. Actually, we have a football team in Austin now, and we always say, somos verde, and so
Today.
I'm living it today. But let's just say, hypothetically, I asked you to sit up tall and bring your hands together in prayer. Let's just do it. I'm not even going to look at you. I'm just going to...
Shall we? See? Seguimos a Adriene.
And then release that, because that was silly. It was dumb.
Yeah.
Stupid. No, but then what if we were to do it again with our eyes closed? Or you don't even have to close your eyes, but just think about, instead of just doing it, how you do it. So the quality, you know, and maybe even do it like you kind of care about yourself. You kind of are open to respecting and loving yourself. And then we can let it go. And this is kind of ridiculous, and I didn't plan to do this, but it kind of shows, from a yoga perspective too, which is why I'm here, or where I'm sharing from, that you can just kind of do what people tell you to do, or do what you think is right, or do what is in the business plan. Or you can really make it your own and put some intention behind it, right? So this sounds really cheesy, but I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just talking about, you know, this lofty philosophical idea of intention. We can really put it into how we move for the rest of the day, how we take the stairs, how we greet someone in the elevator, how we take the stage, how we leave room for others to shine, something my beautiful friend said last night. And so when we start to do that in our body, it actually starts to show up more without us thinking in our practices at home and at work and everything in between. So it's a little cheesy, but if you open your mind to that, it's important to me to really keep considering, especially as I've grown popular, which is bizarre to me. It's just insane. You have to be intentional with the way you move in the world. Do you want to be someone that moves with integrity and love and professionalism? Are you capable of having that expanded awareness? I think it's a really cool way to practice.
Yes, thank you, right? I love this, and that to start with your body. You are who you are. And so putting some intention into what you do with yourself sets the tone and sets the mood and sets the spirit of everything that you do. But to bring it home a little bit, I was hoping maybe you could give us some examples, and maybe personal in your choices. You've gone through some changes. Yeah, you're recently married to a lovely man. And you went through some changes with Yoga with Adriene that grew a lot. Mm-hmm. So you've had to set some intentions, some visions for your own life. And what is it that you see happening now? Or what are those decisions or those questions that you've asked yourself to set that vision for what comes next?
Yes, I think that one of my greatest passions for Yoga with Adriene, so we have Yoga with Adriene, the YouTube channel, and then from that we kind of grew this bigger platform, this community. It's an app, también. It's an app called Find What Feels Good. And I think moving forward, I'm really excited about using the Find What Feels Good platform to basically share the space with more people, more guides. So for the first half of this journey, I was going to say my career, but let's just say this journey. Yeah. It was really focused on reaching, through Yoga with Adriene, as many people as possible. And to tie it to the kind of how you move matters theme, when you invite people to find their own type of movement and their own way of doing things, you're helping them feel seen. You're not saying copy me or do it like me. Honestly, that's easy, right? It's easy to copy someone in a video. It's harder to know who you are and understand yourself and operate from that place. So I think the first half of this journey has really been about giving people the space to learn how to be themselves, to understand themselves more, and to help people feel seen. And it's been my great joy to receive the feedback of people feeling a belonging in this practice. I am a Mexican-American woman, but I'm a very white-passing yoga teacher online. So even more so, for that reason, I feel like it's important that the first half of this journey has been all about making sure people felt like they were welcome at the table, or on the mat in this case. And then looking ahead, the second part is I'm kind of, yes, as you mentioned, I've actually, it's funny, everyone's been introducing me as a yoga teacher, but right now I don't feel like a yoga teacher. I feel crazy with just the business side of things. Mm-hmm. And part of that is wanting to create a sustainable business and platform for other teachers and other guides, people that
for you as a...
And for me. That's a good friend right there. But yes, but also for me in that I get to learn from them, from other types of people, other voices. And that sounds so cliche, like, sure, of course, but no, really. I will never be my friend Erin Alexander, who's about to come on the app this next month and train us, physically in some blood, sweat, and tears. I will never be that. My dearest friend Marnie, who's in a different season of her life and has this humor and this just zest for life, I will never be a guide like her. And all of these other beautiful teachers that are coming on to Find What Feels Good, I look back at little Adriene, who is cleaning the floors to take yoga class, and I'm like, what a gift. I get to practice with them for free. So I think the next stage of my journey is about sharing that space with other guides. And I'm writing a book. I've been saying that for a long time now, but I am writing a book, and I think I'm just more interested in leading from a softer, sweeter place that continues to help people feel seen and connect to people all over the world. I think that's one of the most unique things about what we do, is how international it is.
And it's been amazing to see it grow and evolve how it has. I've known Adriene for a few years now, and we've traveled together, and we've been together in many places. And it's always, I feel such pride when people come up to her and tell you their stories. Like, you changed my life. You accompanied me in this moment where I really needed you. So it's an honor to share this stage with you. We have 20 seconds left, so I don't know if you want to close it up.
I'll close it off. I'm gonna take the 10 seconds here to, well, one last thing is, as we continue, one thing that didn't come up that I want to share is, often we feel like we have to perform to get where we're going, and I know part of that is true, right? Especially for those of us who identify as women, we've had these lots of experiences where we had to perform to get where we needed to go. But one of the things this journey with Yoga with Adriene has taught me is it's extremely hard But try to allow people to look at you, like without putting anything on. Like just allowing people to look at you is such a powerful, brave, and courageous act that can take us really far. And to finish, I had asked, actually, what's funny is I leaned to Sonia last night, I think, and I said, I'm thinking I want to do, and she goes, a group breath. And I was like, how'd you know? She's like, I know.
Or a group breath?
Yeah, yes. So if you guys don't mind, we're just going to close because this is all about us connecting and staying open and listening and learning to each other. And I feel like we can best do that when we're present and grounded. And so I know that one breath isn't going to change our lives, but again, just the intention to bring it home. Yes. So you can close your eyes or keep them open on the green, but relax your shoulders. And it's so simple. We're just going to take one deep inhale. Here we go. Big breath in, everyone. And then exhale out the mouth. Thank you, Sonia. Gracias, Decididas.
Gracias, Decididas. Gracias, Bárbara. Gracias, Karina. Gracias, Olga.
Thank you, my friends. Look forward to seeing you later today.